you're not able to implement that in the game, it kind of doesn't really cross over to the game. So, but I do believe, like he says in the book as well, whatever you want to do, you have to kind of have some type of a practice on a daily basis, and it doesn't have to be hours. Like he says, it doesn't have to be hours and hours of practice, like the 10,000 hour rule that I've read a book by for his name, but all right, continuation to my last video. So yeah, so most of the time, growing up as an athlete, it was always drilled within us from our coaches and everybody. Practice makes perfect, right? And as I get older, I realize yes, practice is very important, but I had the belief that practice had to be, excruciating amount of time, a lot of time to be putting into your craft and to the skill to be, better at it. And as I get older, I realize that, sometimes time does not equal the end product, right? Sometimes you can practice for hours and have actual performance or a game and might not produce what you felt like you were producing. So it's relative in a sense sometimes, but most of the time, or for most part, it's how you react in the moment, how you're able to implement and actually, as all the great athletes say, it's you can practice all you want, but if you're not able to implement that in the game, it kind of doesn't really cross over to the game. So, but I do believe, like he says in the book as well, whatever you want to do, you have to kind of have some type of a practice on a daily basis, and it doesn't have to be hours. Like he says, it doesn't have to be hours and hours of practice, like the 10,000 hour rule that I've read a book by for his name, but an author that I read a book a couple of years back about how he believes that it takes you 10,000 hours to perfect yourself at any craft. He doesn't really believe in that. He says, we're artists in an everyday sense, and we're always coming up with innovations, and we're always making up creativity on the go. And he believes in that. And sometimes we kind of second guess ourselves and doubt ourselves. Even making videos right now, I can't sometimes come up with topics, so I'm always second guessing myself. But at the end of the day, once I turn the camera on, I eventually something comes up. The topic might be good, it might not, but as I go along with my videos, I realize that the more I make, the better I get. The more things I might want to improve on, and the only way I will be able to do that is if I make videos, if I publish them. I have a lot of friends that have a lot of videos. They don't publish them. They have them in their drafts, and he talks about the more you're able to publish and actually put it out there for feedback, the better you get at releasing that fear, right? The fear that we have of being judged, a fear of not being enough, a fear of what if we fail. And I feel that the more I've done that, the more courageous I've become, the more easier I'm able to accept the failure. Like if I fail, I move forward. I do something else. I keep on moving forward. I'd rather fail first or fast. I think Will Smith talk about that a couple of years back. He says he'd rather fail fast and move forward than not try at all, right? Or prepare yourself, preparation, and then take a long, couple of months, couple of years, and then fail, as opposed to implement, fail, implement. So you kind of fail fast and you implement, fail, strategize, fail, strategize. So it's two different roads you can take. A lot of individuals don't do that. I don't think there's a right or wrong, but if you're being controlled by the fear of publishing or putting yourself out, your creativity, then that is where you kind of have to defeat that and kind of overcome it. And in the process, you become a better artist, because he believes that all of us are artists, which I believe that as well. I think everybody has a creativity side on themselves, whether it be the working as a customer service rep to any type of trade that you do, home improvements. All these individuals that I watch on YouTube constantly, they have their style, their unique creativity to get things done, and that's an artist in itself. So being that we're new technology, new era, art has taken different many forms and shape. He says, so before art was only thought about as like a canvas and somebody maybe painting, music, type of creativity only. But if you think about it, he says now the person that's able to diffuse a situation with a customer that's very irate, that individual has a technique, a skill that not many people can have, right? Patience, dialogue, and human communication skills. Not all of us have that patience, right? It takes a special individual to have that creativity, which we kind of forget that. I think we think that it's a must, but not everybody has those abilities. So those are unique abilities for that person. So that makes that person an artist. So don't ever underestimate. I feel like I don't underestimate anybody doing a job that it looks easy. Maybe the visual makes it look easy, but when you try it, it's a lot hard, excuse me, it's a lot harder than when you think it was. That in itself makes that person excuse me, man, I lose my voice today. That makes that person an artist in itself. So artist is not only, what we think about music, drawing, some type of creativity work. It's everything that we do in this world that we create. Anybody creates. But getting back to the point, what we might try to do is we're so afraid of the outcome that we're going to be putting out there that we don't create at all. We don't ship. He calls it shipping. We don't, publish. I call it publish. You don't publish your work because you're afraid of what your art might bring. Maybe you do succeed. Maybe you don't. But you're not able to handle either or. Whichever way comes to you, you have to be able to live with it, accept it, take it. And I think that's the maturity part. And sometimes people watch my videos and they, the video for me is not the creativity. The creativity for me is the growth that comes through me when I'm able to publish the videos, and the vulnerability that comes through with that helps me grow as an individual and actually understand myself a lot more than if I was to just stay with my thoughts and insights on my own and not share it. So sharing for me not only helps me grow and helps others as well, but it helps me really look at myself from a third person view, I would say. And I would say in retrospect, makes me a better individual, a better friend, a better partner, a better father. It helps me in so many ways, and I'm thankful for that every single day. So that being said, if you have a lot of drafts with videos, art pieces, ideas, topics you might want to talk about, a brand you might want to start, you need to start today, little by little, every single day. Practice makes perfect. It's gonna be hard in the beginning. It's gonna suck for some of us. For some of us that are natural, it might not be. So don't think that because some of us suck in the beginning, like myself, doesn't mean you're gonna suck. You might be a natural. You might be good at what you do. It's just everybody has their own gifts. But I think at the end of the day, we have to be able to put out what gives us passion, what gives us life. I know for me, if nobody watches my videos, I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, I am putting out my gift, and that is all I can do. At the end of the day, whatever comes back to me is not in my control. My control is able to put out and produce, and that's it. And I think that's another topic in it of itself. But for that being said, I'll let you guys go today. I hope you guys get a little bit insight from this video. Everybody on here, thank you so much for listening to me, to support. I love it. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.